What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzly homer, Memphis X, and I talk hoops. Well, last night was another great game. Unfortunately for the good guys, it didn't have a happy ending. I'm going to talk about it, but first, every hero needs their theme music.
Piano.
Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops, so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat straight from Tennessee. Demo respect and let's go.
Yeah, last night the Grizzlies fell to the Golden State Warriors. What was it, 110-96 in Game 6 of the NBA Western Conference semifinals in San Francisco last night. I would say this. It was a good game. It was a disappointing ending, but it was a great season by the Grizzlies. And I would just like to say first, before we even talk anything about this game, that I am thankful to have been following the Grizzlies this season closely. And for somebody who has been supporting the Grizzlies since the day they put the yard signs out to vote for the referendum to build the FedEx Forum, before the Grizzlies were even a thing in Memphis, I would say this has been the most enjoyable season of them all. And I really appreciate the thrills that they gave me all season. It was just a good season. It's a good season. Now, I've been a Memphis Grizzlies fan for 20 years or so. I've been an NBA fan since Magic Johnson hit the league. So I've been in it for a while. So I understand that just because you have a young team, things aren't promised. So I'm glad that I got to appreciate this year and enjoy this year, enjoy this season, and the guys on this team, because this group of guys were special. And Jaren Jackson said it himself.
Just your initial thoughts now that the season is over about the season. And also, I saw you and Draymond talking to each other afterwards. Dylan said that there's a mutual respect between the both teams. Can you just share what you guys talked about?
A lot to reflect on in the season, a lot to definitely be proud of, a lot to just look at, and definitely tough to end it for sure. Probably the most fun I ever had playing basketball. It is the greatest group of guys you could ask for, 100%, no doubt about it. I know that just from being around them, and if you look from the outside, I bet you can tell.
You mentioned that this is the most fun you've ever had playing, and
easily
you like your teammates. What is it that made this year so special? Like, why was this the most fun that you've ever had playing?
We kept a lot of the same people from last year, so a lot more continuity there. Everybody knows each other, and you add Steve-O, you add some new guys, and they just fit right into what we had going on. Coach is seasoned now. He got his feet under him. He knows how to coach now. He's coach of the year in my eyes. So, you just look at how our season went. We was even a lot early, went on a little bit of a run, got our groove, and was really just having fun with it all, man. Like, I don't know. It was hard to explain. We were just rocking with each other. We weren't really caring about pretty much anything else. Like, we just cared about what we had so much. We were just rocking with each other. It was crazy. And it's just genuine. It's natural. I don't know, man. You're playing with your friends out there. Like we really rock with each other. So we hurt for each other, and we want shit for each other. So that's really how it is.
So as you can see, Jaren's vocalizing how special this group was. And what was great about it is I don't think any of the fans that go to the games that are online or even the media that covers the team took this group for granted because this was a special group. If you followed the NBA for a long time, you understand. That's why I can understand the Warriors fans' attachment to Steph, Klay, and Draymond because they are a special group. They have been together for a long time. They have fought wars together for a long time, and they have won at the highest level for a long time. And those guys, like Jaren said, they genuinely rock with each other. Those three guys, along with Iggy and Looney now, and they just add people into that environment. And those guys, whoever gets added into that environment, becomes greater. And it's you just don't understand. It's hard to understand. But if you watch the NBA for a long time, then you can understand exactly what I'm talking about. These groups are not easy to put together. Egos, contracts, injuries, bad organizational decisions, all this stuff has a part in messing up what is a good thing. It's just like another example I will give, and then we're going to talk about the game, and that's the Boston Celtics who are going now. And they have a three-man group that's doing the same thing. Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Those three guys. Now, other people come and go, but those three guys have held that culture together. And it's no coincidence that they keep winning, no matter who you put around them. Now, it got shaky this year, but those guys dug in together with a new coach and made things happen, turned that season around. It's just something about the continuity when you have players that genuinely like each other. It's a different thing. It's not simply about talent. Talent is a big part of it now. Let's not make no mistake about that. The Warriors guys are supremely talented. The Celtics guys are supremely talented. The Grizzlies guys are supremely talented. But you can't take the continuity and everything else for granted. Now, this game came down to basically the Grizzlies simply just didn't have enough talent on the court. This is the game where you saw them really miss Ja Morant. Now, they had enough talent and enough heart and enough fight and enough coaching to hang with them and get to the final kick. But when it was time for the final kick to happen, the Warriors' talent took over. The Warriors have 4 legitimate all-star level talents. Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Andrew Wiggins. Say what you want about the inconsistencies of Andrew Wiggins. He is a legitimate all-star level talent, and you can't take that for granted. When it was time, when the chips were down, when Steph was struggling, Dylan had him on lock. Steph was struggling. Klay was going off. Draymond was having a good game. Andrew Wiggins is the one who really broke this game open. Defensively, with his defense on Tyus Jones, on the boards, and hitting timely shots. Looney's going to be the guy who get the praise with the 21 or something rebounds. But to me, the guy that really affected this game and also this series was Andrew Wiggins. He just made a lot of small, timely plays. And it tells you the importance of talent along with continuity. The Grizzlies have good players, but Andrew Wiggins was a former number 1 pick for a reason. He was a former number 1 pick for a reason. He is making a max money for a reason. Now, you can be disappointed and say he's a bust, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. But the guy has made timely plays. And, it is hard to be consistent when you're the third or fourth option. And he's the third or fourth option in their offense. He's not a guy he's not the Andrew Wiggins that was in Minnesota creating and doing all this stuff, and it was easy for him to get a consistent 20 points a game, and they were losing. He's got to find a way to contribute without getting his number called all the time. And it's not as easy as you think it is. It's not as easy as you think it is for somebody that has been that talented all their life, the top player in high school, top player in college, number 1 pick, face of a franchise in the NBA, to go to the Warriors and become a really elite role player. He's played power forward, small forward for them in this series. He's hit the boards. He's defended Ja Morant. He took Tyus Jones out the game basically in Game 6. I mean, you got to notice these guys. It's not just the stars. Like I think it was what Shaq and them were saying. It's the others that bring you across the finish line too. They have to be there in the big moments. And right now, the Grizzlies don't have an elite others. Well, they might have one because Dillon Brooks brought his game today. And it would have been great if Dillon Brooks could have been doing that in support of Ja Morant. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different thing that the Grizzlies were missing their superstar. But we have to make no mistake. It's not just talent, and it's not just continuity. You got to have both of them. So, in this game, the Grizzlies hung in there. The Warriors was hitting them with haymakers this whole entire game. I mean, haymakers, 7-0 runs, 10-0 runs, everything. And the Grizzlies would fight back and get in. The Grizzlies fought back and got in the game. But the Grizzlies could never establish a lead. Now, I would say that some of the officiating was questionable, but the officiating didn't decide this series. The Warriors this game, the Warriors just simply beat them at the end. Klay, I've heard all season, man. I've been, because I listen to all teams' podcasts, fan podcasts. I like to listen to their off-brand podcasts, whatever it is. So I listen to Warriors podcasts all season. And all I've heard from them dudes is talking about Game 6 Klay. Game 6 Klay. Game 6 Klay. And I've seen Game 6 Klay, but I've never had the experience of experiencing Game 6 Klay. And the dude was phenomenal. And he reminded you why he is who he is, why he was wearing the number 76 jersey or number 77 jersey or whatever it was. When he didn't make the NBA's top 75. It's something that you just got to respect. These guys are champions. Klay has fought through multiple serious injuries, and he's still doing it in the playoffs after having what did he blow his ACL and his Achilles? Some crazy stuff. Real injuries, real serious. Two of the most serious injuries in the NBA. He had them. Was sat out for almost 2 full seasons. Left the game dominating, and in his last game that he just played, dominated. So, as much beef as we had between the Warriors and Grizzlies fan base, I think there has been all season a mutual respect. And I think at the end of this series, we're back to a mutual respect. The pettiness and all that stuff, it's going to be over with. We're going to be back to a mutual respect. And I really hope we meet them again in the playoffs next year. Even though I just had this funny feeling that we're never going to meet them again at their fully functioning self. The next time we meet them, it will probably be the young guys, Kuminga, Moody, Poole, and Wiseman, and maybe one or two of the big three still holding on. But like I said, this was a fun season. It was a fun playoff run. On to the offseason. And really, the NBA does not stop. It's 24/7, 365. Something's always going on in the NBA. So we're going to be talking about the Grizzlies offseason from here on out. We're going to do a review, team review, player reviews, draft previews. I'm going to get that top 47 out, too, on my big board. We're going to do that. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. So please hang with me. Subscribe to this channel, like I said. Hit the bell for notification. Like this video. And we're going to have a fun summer. And I already made my hotel reservations for Summer League. So we're going to get that too. So first weekend of Summer League, I will be there. And we're going to have fun this offseason. We're going to build us a little community over here in iTalkHoops, and we're going to see exactly what this NBA fandom is about, because that's the angle we're coming from. I'm coming from it as I am a Grizzlies homer, a big fan. I love the NBA. I love everything about the NBA, and I can talk about it forever. And I usually talk about it every day. So that's fine and dandy, but best believe I'm a Grizzlies homer first and foremost. So everything about, I'm going to come to the NBA with everything Grizzlies-centric and with a little bit of bias. But until the next video, peace.